Senator Meredith.
Present.
Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Bauman.
Present.
Representative McCool.
Here.
Representative Rorks. Representative Petrie.
Here.
Senator Douglas.
Present.
Chairman Hart.
Here. All right, thank you so much. First item on the agenda is consideration of the minutes of the October 13th meeting of the committee. Motion by
Second.
Senator Meredith, second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith.
Aye.
Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Bauman. Representative McCool. Representative Rorks. Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Total number of items on the agenda today are 328 contracts in the amount of $111,716,835.50. All vendors are registered with the Secretary of State's office. Next is the deferred list from the September 2025 agenda. The items are with the Office of Energy Policy and are numbers 62, 63, and 64 on the MOA routine pink list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Kenya Stump, Executive Director, Kentucky Office of Energy Policy.
Sarah Noble, General Counsel for the Energy and Environment Cabinet.
Thank you all so much for being here. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you all so much, and I have a couple questions. What is the average life of the rooftop solar panels and the battery solar units?
25 to 30 years.
25. Is the money in the program to cover the replacement of batteries or damage? If the batteries got damaged or the panels got damaged or needed replaced, is there money there to cover that?
Under the program, the solar panels and the batteries will become covered for replacement under a manufacturer warranty that extends to both the panels and the batteries. As the recipient of the funding, the EEC is responsible for disposition should there be a problem with the panels and returning those or taking those out of service.
All right, thank you so much. I'm not necessarily opposed to the idea, but one of my concerns is that we're installing panels and batteries that are subject to damage or becoming inoperable over time, especially with weather conditions. Is that going to leave the residents with a huge expense the
responsibility for correcting or replacement would fall to the cabinet, as we are the recipient of the funding and would oversee the subrecipients who are installing and the contractors. We would work with the homeowners on the manufacturer warranty, should it be within the warranty period, to do the replacement of the panels or batteries. If it's outside the warranty period, we would take responsibility for decommissioning and disposition of the property.
All right, thank you so much. That's all the questions I have. Does anybody have any other questions? Go ahead, Senator Douglas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think you may have answered one of the questions, because one of my questions was who pays for disposal and how does that occur?
EPA would give us guidance on the disposition instructions moving forward. So we would follow EPA's disposition and disposal policy for equipment purchase under federal funding.
Okay, so we're not sure of that as of yet.
We have not received the guidance from EPA on that disposition.
May I ask another question, Mr.
Yes, go
Chairman?
right ahead.
My other question is, here in the Ohio Valley or here in Kentucky, it's not so much about the efficiency of the solar arrays or the solar panels. It's that it's how efficient can we expect them to be here, as opposed to there are a number of other areas here in the country that it makes a whole lot of sense. I've spoken with some of our energy people. Could you help me out in that space?
Sure.
How efficient these would be here?
The panels themselves, in terms of efficiency of conversion of the sunlight to
Not so much
electricity.
the efficiency of conversion, because the efficiency of conversion is simply a matter of the panel itself.
Yes.
I'm asking
In general, solar.
Yeah,
solar
it doesn't make a lot of sense in this area.
It does. We are a southern state. Our capacity factors are around 20% for solar. The battery, however, would take that energy and make it more consistent in that you would be able to utilize the solar energy from the battery when the sun is not shining. So the capacity factor would potentially increase with the addition of storage.
And may I? I'm
Yes,
sorry,
go right ahead.
Mr. Chairman. My last question is, I see this contract. Is this a one-time ask, or are we looking at a recurrent contract here?
It's a one-time.
Would you say that for me?
It's a
again?
one-time.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we had that on the record, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Do we have any other questions? Go ahead, Representative Petrie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You mentioned disposition of the panels. I assume the same applies with the battery
That
packs.
is correct.
And who is paying for I understand the disposition may be by EPA rule, but who pays for that?
We would first seek to look at recycling and recovery options and go that route first per EPA if it is available for recycling. And then we would then work with a contractor to dispose of those according to EPA guidelines.
So as far as who pays,
It would be part of our expenses through the program,
general fund, federal fund, restricted funds?
federal funds.
Okay, so the federal funds are supposed to be there for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years to make sure we have installation, make sure we have warranty compliance, and to make sure we have disposition in the event of failure.
In the event of failure,
Okay, failure by means or failure by event, either one.
event or equipment failure.
How long do you expect the battery packs to last?
The warranties on battery packs, on average, are around 10 years. However, that is dependent on the discharge rate of the batteries coming in and out.
And efficiencies on solar as well as efficiencies on battery packs degrade annually or continually, actually.
The manufacturer warranty around solar, there's a performance guarantee, 90% for 10 years normally, 80% for 25 years, but that's dependent on the manufacturer performance warranty.
Very good. Do you have any kind of analysis on the front end of how much it's going to save homeowners?
Around 70% on their utility bill. It will not deduce from the fixed costs, so it will apply to the variable cost of the utility bill. A minimum requirement of the program is 20% savings, but we estimate that with storage, we can achieve 70%.
Got it. Would you mind supplying that to the committee?
I can.
Thank
Yes.
you very much.
All right. Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to consider the contracts reviewed without objection?
So moved.
I have a motion by Senator Meredith. Do I have a second? I got a second by Senator Thomas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman. Representative McCool. Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye, but explain my vote.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we ought to have the opportunity to see if it actually works or is going to give us a return on investment in this space, or at least in this region, given some of the energy needs that we know we're up against the wall with. But, Mr. Chairman, I do have some hesitations, and I do think that we need to follow the program closely, even though it's federally funded. I do think that we need to be good stewards with the public's money. Thank you.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you all so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Next order of business is consideration of the agenda, including the personal service contract list, personal service contract amendment list, memorandum of agreement list, memorandum of agreement amendment list, Kentucky Entertainment Incentive Program agreement list, the corrections list, and the deferred, except for those items being selected for further review. Do we have a motion to consider?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Senator Meredith, second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman. Representative McCool. Representative Rourke.
Aye.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes. Motion carries. First item on the pull list is with the Department for Community-Based Services and is number 5 on the routine PSC green list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Hi, I'm Misty Sammons. I'm the Director for the Division of Administration and Financial Management in the Department for Community-Based Services.
Astrid Masterson, Office of Administrative Services.
Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you all so much, and I believe Co-Chair Douglas has some questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, ladies, for being here this morning. I'm not as informed as some of these folks, so I may be asking a few questions today. Could you help me out a little bit? We see a lot of these contracts coming through for SSI, continuing disability reviews and redeterminations of income eligibility, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess, aren't there other programs that do this? Or do we always parcel this out in terms of looking at, I guess I'm asking, is this just a certain little box that we're looking at SSI reviews and redeterminations? Because we see a lot of these contracts that come through with this labeling on them.
So this contract is specific for kids in out-of-home care, for foster kids. So we procure services for other people to do this because we don't have the capacity to do it within the department, and our staff does not have the knowledge to do this. You're seeing a lot of these come through because we had a previous contract with Public Consulting Group that we had to extend because there was an RFP on it, and that was appealed. Is that the right word? Protested, sorry. The first one was protested, so we had to extend the Public Consulting Group contract until the RFP was put out again, and all of that, it was scored. The Civic Solutions Group is who won that RFP, so that's why you're now seeing this contract.
So we are, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. So are we therefore, excuse me, replacing a different contract?
Yes.
Okay.
And just so you know, PCG is the current vendor. You're going to see in December, we're going to have an overlap because of this contract starting right now for the time for the vendor, this new vendor to get on board and start working the SSI cases. We're going to have a minor overlap. So you'll see in December just that extension for just that coverage of time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Petrie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think some of my questions were answered. I better understand the setup on the contract. But just contextually, this is only relative to children, initial and redetermination.
Correct.
And these are children that are in the care of the Commonwealth
Correct.
only?
Correct.
Okay. What kind of volume are we talking about?
I could get that for you because I don't have it.
And what I'm looking at is just making sure we have a reasonable contract and a reasonable fee structure regarding it. So if we've got 5,000 people with a 685,000 contract, it means one thing. If we have 5, it's different. If you can get that back to us, would be great. Is there some kind of federal requirement that the state do this
Yes.
at both the initial as well as the redetermination?
Yes.
Okay. And the contract provider that you were using previously, how long had they been offering or rendering the services?
Don't know that I can answer that.
Extended period of time or short?
Yes.
Yeah. It would
Any
have been
reason that we have changed vendors? Any particular reason?
it was RFP'd.
Did the same provider not respond to the
They
RFP?
did respond. They were Civic Solutions, sorry, was the awarded vendor, but the current vendor did respond to the RFP.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
And Representative Petrie, I think it's around a little over 5,000 cases.
If I may,
But
Yeah, go
we'll
right
get
ahead.
for sure that information. for you.
Around 5,000, and how much is spent, if you can find out how many, and then how much is spent relative to the determinations as well as the redeterminations.
Sure.
In full for a year, that would be
Sure.
great.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
provide that.
All right. Senator Meredith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Continue with Representative Petrie's question. We're replacing a vendor. What drove that decision? Better pricing, different scope of services they can offer?
So it was competitively bid. This vendor was the lowest priced vendor, as well as there was the previous vendor and this current vendor scored the same on technical. This vendor was a lower priced vendor, as well as oral presentations were held.
I think I
as well.
appreciate that clarification because sometimes we have contracts that after the score, even though they're not the lowest price or
Sure.
but anyway, so it's always encouraging to get a vendor that has a lower price. So thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? If not, have a motion by Senator Meredith to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Representative Ballman. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman. Representative McCool. Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, ladies, for being with us
Thank
today.
you.
Next item on the pool list, or next items on the pool list, are with the Department of Highways and are numbers 16 through 23 on the routine PSC green list. If the representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. Eric Pelfrey, Director of Professional Services. I'm also joined online with our project manager, Mike Vaughn.
Okay, thank you so much. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much, and I believe Co-Chair Douglas has some questions.
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Eric, thanks for being here. This won't be nearly as painful as you think it might. But I just had a question when I read contracts and they say provide funds. And we talk about traffic engineering services on an as needed basis. Gosh, I wish I had that at my home. Could you help us out a little bit? And certainly the people who are watching this will want to know what does that mean? Do we get funding and then we'll find what we're going to do with it, or do we have something that we're truly looking at doing, and these monies are just there, and to make sure we have enough? Or could you explain that just a little bit to maybe some of those who might not know this?
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is a contract, and actually these 8 contracts are all for umbrella services. So they're all statewide contracts, which are for smaller projects. These specifically are for highway safety. So they're smaller projects that we don't advertise specifically with an RFP. We do these in 8 larger group projects for a 2-year cycle. So any of the large projects, we advertise those specifically each month. But these are much, much smaller. So on average, they're probably about $100,000, maybe $150,000 for a specific location. The next contract, the next assignment that goes out goes through one of those 8 consultants on a rotational basis. And they're very quick turnarounds, both in design and also get to construction very quickly as well. And again, these specifically emphasize the highway safety portion.
Okay. May I, Mr.
Yes, go
Chairman?
right ahead.
So could we sort of put this in the category of, I don't want to use the word emergency, but some of those projects are maybe a little bit more urgent because they're in the safety category?
Completely, yeah. And our project manager, he knows much more about this specific program, but these are not usually long corridors. These are spot improvements where we're looking at if we've seen fatalities or serious injuries on a location, we'll assign a quick project to that, try to obviously keep our pedestrians safe as they're out on the roads, as well as our other drivers.
And would you have any idea, or maybe perhaps he would, how much of these monies annually are actually being used? Because I know we put them out there sort of in case you need them.
Right. So again, these 8 are different from all of our other statewide services, but these specifically, we actually re-advertised earlier than the 2-year cycle because we're traditionally hitting almost that 100% upset limit for each of these 8 firms. So I know Mike knows more detail, but I think we are not quite at 95% yet. But knowing that we're going to be still adjusting some of those contracts, we expect to get almost to 100% for all 8 contracts.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to consider the contracts reviewed without objection? A motion by Senator Meredith, second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman. Representative McCool. Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you all so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Next item on the pool list is with the Kentucky Historical Society, and is number 34 on the routine PSC green list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. I'm Scott Alvey. I'm the Executive Director for the Kentucky Historical Society. And with me is Karen Marlowe, our Director of Finance and Support Services.
All right, would you all both raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much, and I believe Representative Ballman has some questions.
Sir, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you guys for coming in this morning. I'm curious. It looks like we have over $500,000 here. Can you please just inform me? Is this for one single exhibit?
It is. It's for a temporary exhibit that we would put into the Keeneland Gallery down at the Thomas D. Clark Center for Kentucky History. It's related to, it's called the exhibit's Revolution to Statehood, so it's related to our 250 programming that we'll be doing coming up for the July 4th, 2026 activities.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Chairman, that answers my second question as well. Thank you. That's all I have, sir.
All right, do I have any other questions? If not, do I have a motion for approval?
Motion.
A motion by Senator Douglas, seconded by Representative Ballman. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman.
Aye.
Representative McCool. Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you all so much for being with us
Great.
today.
Thank you all very much.
Next item on the pool list is with the Board of Medical Licensure and is number 6 on the PSC Amendment Ivory list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Michelle Humpick, Fiscal Manager, Medical Licensure Board.
All right, would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much, and I believe Co-Chair Douglas has some questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here. I really just want to say that after all those years of you guys asking me questions, this is great to get to ask a question or two of you guys. No, this is really going to be pretty simple. This is money for an audit. Could you help people understand auditing what?
It's a financial audit for the previous fiscal year.
Okay. Could you go a little bit further, a little deeper? I mean, what does that mean?
Expenditures versus.
I know what an audit means. I mean, but most people don't know what the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure really does. So,
license and disciplinary action of physicians in the state of Kentucky.
Okay. We've had a 100% increase in the ask. Could you help me out with that?
Yes, sir. Initially, when the contract was first initiated, there was an audit every other fiscal year. And last year, the board voted to have an audit every year instead of every other year. It was every other year as a cost savings to the agency, and now there's a financial audit for every fiscal year.
So we've we've doubled the cost, and we're going to do it every year.
Yes, because that contract was for 1 year, 1 fiscal year, for the audit of 1 fiscal year.
Okay. So now
And we didn't have the fiscal year 25's audit on that contract. We just had fiscal year 24. So we had to add it. We had to modify it to add the audit of fiscal year 25 because it was going to be skipped as an every other year audit.
I'm still a little confused. I'm sorry. We were auditing every other year previously
Yes, sir.
at a particular cost, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
now we're auditing every year
Yes. Which
at
just,
double the cost.
well, yes, there's a cost every year for an audit. Yes,
Right.
sir.
But we're getting less information because previously we were auditing every other year. So we were getting 2 years worth of information for a particular cost.
No, it was for 1 fiscal year, every other fiscal year.
So we were running behind, but we can't audit a year that we haven't had. So if we're I'm
We had
just,
an audit for fiscal year 24.
Uh-huh.
And now we are scheduling the audit for fiscal year 25.
Okay.
Which has to be completed by the end of fiscal year 26.
okay. So I guess my question is, will the next contract be the same?
No, sir.
Or,
It will go out for bid again.
uh-huh,
And then the most experience and the lowest bid, as long as the ADA does not choose to perform the audit themselves.
okay. Okay. I think you and I may have a conversation a little bit after this. Could you say, well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Senator Thomas.
Thank you. I think what's missing here is this. You were auditing every other year.
Yes.
Now you're auditing every year. Why was that decision made? What prompted or motivated the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure to say we're not going to audit every year? I think that's what's missing here. So explain that rationale or reasoning to us.
It was at the recommendation of the auditor. He asked me during a preliminary audit conversation if I knew why we were audited every other year. And I said, it's my understanding that it's been that way since before I started. I've been with the Medical Licensure Board for 15 years. And so we took it before the board, and it was recommended. I recommended that we follow the auditor's recommendation, and they adopted it, voted on it. Okay. So now we're to have an audit every year.
Okay. Well, I think that explanation is helpful to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And by the way, I used Blue & Company for several years as my own CPA firm, and they're an excellent firm. So I think the quality of the firm that you're hiring is just it's excellent.
Thank you.
Representative Bowman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And my question was in some part answered there, but you mentioned that it was recommended by the auditor that we increase the cadence, the frequency at which we complete this audit. So why, though? What about the findings on that, every other year frequency was concerning, or why was the auditor convinced that this is the best path forward?
It wasn't based on the findings of any prior audit. It was simply based on the fact that the reason for having an audit every other year was voted on so long ago that he just suggested that we reconsider it and see if the board wanted to move forward. There was not a specific finding on a prior audit that led to it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Senator Meredith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a simple question. Maybe put this in context. Is what's the total revenue for the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure? Didn't know it was going to be a trick question.
No, sir, I don't have that in front of me.
Could you give me just a ballpark figure?
There was, for fiscal year 25, the revenue was over $1 million.
Over $1 million? Where's your funding stream? Do you get a general fund allocation, or is it just from dues and dues from members and fines?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is allocated by the state, and we do receive income for fines and licenses and other products.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all I have.
If there's no further questions, do I have a motion to consider the contracts review without objection? Motion by Senator Meredith. Do I have a second? Second by Representative Ballman. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman. Representative McCool. Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Next item on the pool list is with the Department for Natural Resources, and it's number 13 on the PSC Amendment Ivory list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. James Cable with Kentucky Division of Abandoned Mine Lands. I'm the director.
All right, thank you so much. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much. And I believe Co-Chair Douglas has a question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm looking at a $5 million contract, and essentially, I'm looking at a contract that has doubled, or at least increased by 100%. Provide funds for engineering service selection for abandoned mine lands. I guess my question is, for the $5 million, do we get any brick and mortar, or explain to me what it means for engineering selection services?
Yes, sir. Let me give you a small snapshot of how the Division of Abandoned Mine Land works. We work in the coal fields of East and West Kentucky. We were formed as part of SMACRA. 1977, Jimmy Carter signed SMACRA into law. The coal laws went into effect over the next few years. May 18th, 1982, the Kentucky program received primacy, and we, in fact, began this work. We have 3 funding streams. One of those is a fee-based stream. Every ton of coal in the United States that is mined is taxed by the federal government. That fee is collected. And then, according to an equation that considers the historic amount of coal produced in a state and the current amount of coal produced in the state, we would receive a fee-based grant depending on those 2 things. Of course, Kentucky had a lot of historic coal, and we have had in the past a lot of current coal, but that has been reduced. So over time, our fee-based grant went from about $36 million a year at its peak down to about $9 million in 2020. In 2021, the abandoned mine land, the bipartisan infrastructure law was passed, and we found that we would receive $74.25 million a year, in addition to that fee-based grant being renewed for 13 more years. So we received this year about $7 million in the fee-based grant, $74.25 million in that bipartisan infrastructure law grant. So the way that we work on a daily basis is we are a reactive agency to citizens. We get a call from a citizen, for instance, in Pike County, that says they have a landslide behind their house, and they believe that it may be related to a pre-law coal mine or prior to that May 18th, 1982 date. The mining has to have happened and ended by that date. So we send an inspector out. They check that complaint of that citizen, send that into Frankfort. We do a mine history, determine if the project, number 1, is related to coal mining, number 2, if it's related to pre-law mining, and if it lines up with all those things, then it's eligible for our program, and it goes into a triage system. If a landslide down on an elderly lady's house that's affecting her home and her property, that would be a very high priority. A small slide that pops out at the end of someone's property near their barn would be a lower priority. So in that system, we have a robust in-house design staff. We have about 7 engineers on staff that do AML project design. They would, throughout the history of AML, they would look at those projects. They would, we as an agency would go out, we would do geotech work, do the development of that project, design it in-house, hand it to DECA. DECA would bid it out. We would hire a local contractor or a contractor to do that work, and then we would oversee the inspection of those projects. And we still have that system in place. But with the advent of the bipartisan infrastructure law funding, which was a huge increase to us, we went from a budget of $9 million one year for construction to a budget of that 9 plus 74 million more the next year. We knew that there were going to be projects that we could not do in-house. Also, the previous federal administration strongly encouraged that AML programs receiving this funding do community projects. Not just an individual project. And for years, we've had problems that affected multiple homes in the same neighborhood, but maybe we would just work on one because of funding. We just didn't have the funding to do all those things. So this gave us an opportunity to do those larger projects. So in the beginning of the bipartisan infrastructure law funding, we identified 6 projects that we considered community projects. That we would not be able to handle in-house, but we would have to have a consultant to design and oversee the project through to the end. So we identified 6. Those are Ashland Subsidence in Boyd County. We actually went there and did geotech work and didn't turn up as many problems as we thought. And we pulled back from that. We've been handling those through our regular agency process, and we redistributed the funds left on that to the other projects on the list. The Chris Johnson Seam Fire in Pike County. It's on Town Mountain near Pikeville. That is an ongoing problem, been happening for a long time, affecting lots of citizens.
If I may, I apologize for interrupting. I really just wanted to kind of stick to a particular thing. So
Absolutely.
are we talking about federal funds then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that answers my question. I'm just trying to educate myself in this particular space, and you gave me some good information. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do we have any other questions? Representative Rourke.
Thank you. I did want to ask, of that 74 million, was it all allocated and used, or is any of it being rolled back at this time?
No, we have applied for the first 3 years of bill funding, and actually we have received the first 3 years. We've applied for the 4th year, and all of that money has been in the first 3 years has been received into a drawdown account with the Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement, and we expect the 4th year to be as well.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. I have a motion by Senator Meredith for approval. Do I have a second?
Second
by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke,
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Next item on the pool list is with the Facilities and Support Services, and is number 63 on the PSC Amendment Ivory list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. Scott Baker, Executive Director, Office of Facility Development and Efficiency.
All right, thank you so much. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much. And Co-Chair Douglas has some questions.
Scott, we got to stop meeting like this.
It's all
good. No, my questions are the same. I'm a brick and mortar guy, and when I see almost $1 million, I'm generally looking for somebody to be slapping up some brick and some mortar. So could you, and I know my constituents are as well, so could you help us out with this? I mean, 'cause I read this and it says provide funds for engineering selection services, upgrade mechanical lines, replace HVAC, piping, BMS, all that kind of stuff. I guess my question is there any brick and mortar?
So these are design contracts. That's what these contracts are for. So this particular modification to this design contract is for the design of construction projects at the Western State Hospital campus. Western State Hospital campus down in Hopkinsville. It's got 52 buildings on it, dating back to the 1860s. All the mechanical systems are deteriorating. This project designs and replaces those systems on a strategic manner as budget allows. This is design work for the continued replacement of those deteriorating systems.
Don't like the answer, but I accept that's the answer.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to consider the contract review without objection? A motion by Senator
Second.
Meredith, second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith. Senator Richardson. Senator Thomas. Representative Ballman. Representative McCool. Representative Rorks.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you all.
Next item on the pool list are with the Transportation Office of the Secretary and our numbers 84 and 85 on the PSC Amendment Ivory list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record. They might be virtual. Are you guys on there?
Yes, good morning. Purchasing Branch Manager, the Division of Purchases, KYTC, Alan Cold Iron.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
All right. Thank you so much. Representative McCool, I think, has some questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Could I do both questions?
Yes.
Both 84 and 85. Same question for both. It just looks like there's a larger litigation cost than originally anticipated. Can you just tell us what it is, why, and should we be any more news be shared with us?
Yes. Forgive me, I meant to introduce our Head of General Counsel, Will Fogel. He is also on here virtually. I will let Will answer your question there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Will.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm under the weather today and working from home. And I'm Will Fogel, General Counsel for the Transportation Cabinet. And the purpose of this increase is due to the extreme increase in cases and matters, some dealing with the mega projects, the Mountain Parkway, and others dealing with the Ohio River crossing in Henderson, and just the increase in litigation and condemnation actions statewide, somewhat exacerbated by the fact that these two firms are long-standing firms and have wide-ranging geographical reach. The Embry firm has the main office in Lexington, but also has an office in Litchfield, so they're able to do work in that broad area. And then the McMurray firm is in Paducah and has pretty much almost all the contract cases in the western part of the state. And one of the reasons I should mention that there's been assignments to contract counts on some of these areas is that for a long time we did not have any district attorneys that were vacant in districts 1, 2, and 3. So all those cases had to be outsourced, and that's a part of the result of the heavy caseload that some of these firms have. and they all, you know, they do not only condemnation and acquisition, they do the title work for these projects they're assigned, and also the Embry firm represents the Motor Vehicle Commission, which deals with the regulation of car dealers, which is another element of their billing. So that's the broad reason for the request.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Go ahead.
If I may, this is Senator Douglas. We're talking about currently fighting in the litigation. Is there any anticipation of how long this litigation will proceed?
It's hard to tell, Senator, because each case is different. If it goes up to trial, it could be, more, over a year. But many of the cases get settled during the pendency of the case. So that's just a difficult question to answer. But the majority of condemnation cases do get settled.
Okay, with that being the case, would we expect to see a change in this contract in the coming years if the number of these cases go down?
If the number of the cases go down, yes. And also, we're about to issue an RFP in June for firms to also be qualified to handle these types of matters, and hopefully we'll add some firms and have a more broad-reaching geographical scope.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Right. Senator Thomas.
Mr. Chair, this gives me an opportunity once again to reiterate, which I talk about almost every meeting, that legal costs are high and expensive, and to get good legal work, it costs money, and this 125 fee structure we have is sorely outdated. Look, in my mind, I'm just happy we got a Kentucky firm here that's based out of Lexington, has locations in Grayson County, has locations in McCracken County, and all across the state. And they're doing some really serious work in areas of condemnation, in areas of title examination and title opinions, not to mention bankruptcy, tax issues, environmental issues. So to see this cost double, I certainly understand it. I get it, and I am very supportive of this contract and will vote for it.
All right. There's no other questions. Do I have a motion to consider the contract review without objection? Motion by Representative Rourke, second by Senator Thomas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman,
No.
Representative McCool, Representative Rourke,
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
No.
Chairman Hart.
Yes. We have 3-3 votes, so the contract will move forward. Thank you all so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on the pool list is with the Western Kentucky University and is number 91 on the PSC Amendment Ivory list. If the representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Hi, this is Kara Ogden with WKU Planning, Design, and Construction, and I've got Dan Cheney also with Planning, Design, and Construction.
All right, thank you all so much. Would you please raise your right hand? So, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
We do.
All right, thank you so much, and I believe Representative Ballman has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the two of you for joining us this morning. I'll start by asking, with this request for an increase of more than $1 million on this contract, why in the world aren't you here to do that in person?
We apologize for that. The folks that usually do that for the university were not able to today, and we found out somewhat last minute.
Thank you. I really don't see, in addition to lacking your presence here this morning, I don't see also, along with this request, really an explanation or any rationale for the increase. Can you please explain that to the committee here this morning?
Sure. So we are adding services to K. Nortonberry's contract. There's two different proposals, one being adding an emergency generator. And then another proposal was to increase their fee related to branding, AV design, and some miscellaneous MEP design.
Okay. And can you explain to the committee maybe why an indoor athletic facility would need an emergency?
Almost all of our buildings on campus have emergency generators.
Yeah, I understand that, but why would an indoor athletic facility need one?
Well, this is an indoor athletic facility, but it also has several thousand square feet of other types of building with it. There's a baseball clubhouse. There's another wing on the other side that will serve our esports department and forensics. So there's a tremendous amount of non-indoor athletic facility square footage.
Yeah, the question remains, though, why do we need an emergency generator for this facility? I understand what's going to be in there and the types of activities that are going to be happening, but I don't see an answer. I don't see you here today. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to disapprove this contract.
I have a motion for disapproval. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Representative McCool. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas.
I'd like to explain my no vote.
Okay, go right ahead.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
First, let me say that Representative Baumann is not wrong. I know if I was coming to the state for $1 million increase in services, I would have been the first one here today. So I want to tell the folks who are on the other side of the screen that, it does look like you're not taking your job seriously. If you can't find the time to come down here on a Monday morning for $1 million increase, I really question the quality of work that you're doing for Western Kentucky University. Having said that, obviously I'm voting no to Representative Baumann's motion because I tend to give universities a lot of leeway. This is a facility for Western Kentucky University's athletic facilities. I trust that the university administration knows what's best for them and the director of athletics, and I'm going to err on the side of supporting them. And so that's the reason that I'm voting no on Representative Baumann's motion. But I am disappointed that you're not here today. I have to say that.
Understood.
Representative Rourke.
Is this for my vote or for my comment?
No, go ahead, Clark. We need to finish the vote, and then I'll relinquish back to you.
Representative Baumann.
Yes.
Representative McCool.
Yes.
Representative Rourke.
I'm going to be a no vote, and I'll go ahead and put my comment in here. I don't see any ill will today by the members not being present in person. I think they made it a point to get on virtually, and I think that is appropriate. But also, I would say I'm going to err on the side of assuming positive intent with the information that's been provided to us total. I mean, I haven't heard any issue with Western Kentucky's athletics or facilities or anything like that. I also know that from an emergency response perspective, we often see universities, athletic complexes having to be a housing component for regional members in the state of emergencies, and we've seen that statewide during various emergency situations, whether it be flooding, tornadoes, etc. So I think it actually is wise to have an emergency generator in an indoor athletic complex for emergency services. And so again, assuming positive intent, I don't see anything that garners me to not support the contract. So I'm going to vote no.
Senator Douglas,
I'm going to pass, Mr. Chairman, but may I also make a comment?
Yes, go ahead.
When I take a look at this, I'm just a pragmatic person. Well, regardless of what the facility is, it still gets cold. And if power goes down in the wintertime, you still have other issues of water lines and those types of things that need to be protected. So if you have a building, you've got to protect the building. Like some of my colleagues, I'm also, being an alumni of Western, I'm also a little bothered by the fact that those who need to be here weren't here or were not available. We are here, they should have been here, or they could have asked to have the contract held until they could be here. I think that shows a bit more respect for those of us who are reviewing these contracts. I don't think any of our discussions here today have anything to do with intent, meaning nefarious intent or any of those things. I kind of wish we as a committee wouldn't go down that road. I think we have to have trust in those who are coming to the table to ask us things, and we just have to try to understand why they're asking those questions and, those kinds of things. But thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Right, thanks.
Chairman Hart,
I vote no as well. And just to remind the committee, it takes 5 votes for disapproval. So with that in mind, do I have a motion for approval?
I'm going to move for approval.
I have a motion by Senator Thomas for approval, second by Representative Rourke. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Bauman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke,
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes. Motion passes. Contract moves forward without objection. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We apologize again for not being there in person.
All right, thank you so much. The next item on the pool list is with the Council on Post-Secondary Education and is number 2 on the routine MOA pink list. If the representatives are here, please identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. I'm Leslie Brown with CPE, Office of Operations.
Good morning. Michaela Steverson, Program Manager for Healthcare Workforce.
All right, would you all please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much. And I believe Co-Chair Douglas has some questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you all for being here this morning. My question is actually a pretty simple question. We're looking at providing agency funds for high school graduates to support substance use disorder victims.
Agency funds in this context is a little misleading. This is actually a grant that we received from the Cabinet for Health and Family Services. So it's a partnership, and it's using their agency funds because it was passed to us as agency funds.
Okay. We actually do read these contracts, by the way, just for those of you who think we might not. Tell me the wisdom of having high school students, some who probably aren't quite sure how to tie their shoes, work with substance use disorder.
Well, this is more of a credentialed program, so it's not your traditional 2-year or 4-year degree. So what we're doing is we're going into the CTE programs in these high schools. Those are the dual credit programs that they receive through KCTCS, Kentucky Community and Technical College Systems. And so we're targeting them and offering them training to be credentialed in 2 areas, registered behavioral technician and a community health worker. So they would function as a support. I mean, I think as we get into this dual credit world, there are a lot of high schoolers now that are graduating with a credential, a phlebotomy credentials to work in healthcare facilities. And this is just another type of those credentials. They would not be offering the services that are provided by your traditional mental health practitioners. They would be functioning in a support role.
I have some concerns. I understand the volunteer part. I get the volunteer part. I don't know whether this is suggesting that we are going to pay these individuals or we're going to pay individuals to teach high schoolers this type of information. This is really a pretty complicated area. Substance use disorder is a very, very complicated area.
There are three or four contracts on this. There are 3 contracts regarding this. This contract specifically and the services that it's providing, it is to sustain and expand co-credentialing summer bridge program for the college enrollment. So it's really to get these students trained up. So if they want to further their education into the 2 and 4 year degree, it offers a certification that we did not create, that is already created in our KCTCS system for registered behavioral technician and community health workers, and a certification completion for participants. It also, also with this, the University of Kentucky does create, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So the University of Kentucky Center for Excellence in Rural Health is involved in this. The intent is they're in that community. They're really partnered already with those 3 KCTCS campuses that will be providing the dual credit, and they have relationships with the 8 pilot high schools. The intent is we get them earlier in high school, their junior year, even if the students get this credential, that co-credential in RBT and CHW, upon graduation.
Excuse me, I hate to be rude.
That's
but
okay. The abbreviations.
Yes.
Yep, I apologize. I knew it as soon as I said it. Community health worker and registered behavioral technician. If they get those 2 credentials, the goal is that they will then go on to pursue other healthcare pathways and stack upon that and be able to basically grow in their career as a healthcare practitioner.
So is this a one-time grant, as you put it?
It is a, we actually received an earlier grant, it's called Climb 1.0, that did something similar. So this is the 2nd generation of that grant. We anticipate the grant going through 2027, which would see these high school students through to graduation into post-secondary.
Would you be so kind as to keep some data
Yes.
and let this committee at some point know how many of those people who are receiving money from these grants are going into these anticipated areas?
Sure.
I think that would be really helpful.
Of course.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to consider the contract review without objection? Motion by Representative Rourke, second by Senator Thomas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Bauman, Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative Rourke,
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
I'm going to be the odd man out. I'm going to vote no. And Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yes, go ahead.
You know, knowing the complexities in the area of substance use disorder and the multitude of socioeconomic issues that are involved, I really do have some concerns about high school students, especially given the social environment that we have now. I'm just not sure how well that's going to balance, having been in this particular area for I'm an old man for about 40 years. So, and there'll be others who'll vote for it. I just have some concerns about putting money into this particular thing. Thank you very much.
Chairman Hart,
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay. Next items on the pull list are with the Department of Education are numbers 104 on the routine MOA pink list and number 33 on the MOA amendment yellow list. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. My name is Karen Worth. I'm with the Division of Budgets and Financial Management at KDE.
Meredith Brewer. I'm the Associate Commissioner in the Office of Educator Licensure and Effectiveness.
Karen Dodd, Chief Performance Officer, Kentucky Department of Education.
All right. Check to see if your mic's on. Is the green light on?
now it is.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, Karen Dodd, Chief Performance Officer at the Kentucky Department of Education.
All right, thank you so much. Would you all please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think Representative Petrie has a question on number 104.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning.
Good morning.
104, Green River Regional Educational, I assume that's co-op. Each of you are from KDE, though, correctly?
Yes.
Correct? Anybody from the co-op here?
No.
Okay. It says general fund 100%. Is that what the source is?
Mm-hmm.
It's only about 53,460, and it looks like provides for recruitment of someone at a PhD level or experience similar there too that can engage in a fellowship program that I think this one may be out of Harvard for statistical analysis for educational improvements. Is that close?
Yes, it is.
So are you wanting to hire someone?
So there's actually been a change since that contract was written. We advertised for it, and we do have somebody actually at the Department of Education who we plan to hire. So the contract itself will be for the training, the statistical training, methodology training that this person will need as an opportunity for growth. So I'm really excited that we don't have to do the recruitment part of it, but they will become part of the fellowship, which provides an opportunity to work with other scholars, researchers from across the United States to work on problems of practice.
May I?
Yes, go ahead.
So I want to make sure I heard you correctly. So KDE has someone that's employed already.
Correct.
That can be trained up.
Correct.
To be qualified to engage in the fellowship.
Correct.
Okay. So the co-op will not be involved in this at all then?
So the co-op is just a fiscal agent for the fellowship, the cost of the fellowship.
I'm not tracking, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean there.
Do you want to?
Either way.
So Harvard, they have changed their contracts recently. We have gone through these, the SDP project, Strategic Data Project, in the past. And in the past, it has been directly paid through KDE. They have changed the way they do things and recommended a fiscal agent moving forward.
Okay.
It's just a change in the way that they do things.
All right. What is is there a cost associated with the KDE employee being trained up and engaging in the fellowship? Is there a cost for the fellowship itself?
That is the cost of what you're seeing in the contract.
So rather than 53 to recruit, it's 53,000 plus to be engaged in the fellowship.
That is correct.
Okay. And is there any remuneration for someone who's engaged in the fellowship? Do they get paid by placement? Looking into the fellowship a little bit, it looks like if you're a fellow, you can be placed.
That is one aspect of it. So there's two different routes that you can take. You can either ask to have a fellow placed with the agency, which is what we have always done in the past. This time, I feel really fortunate that we had somebody from the department request to be that fellow. So we are growing our own now.
Very good. Understood. How long has the KDE employee at issue been with KDE?
3 years.
Going to stick around?
Yes, that is the plan, and that is why they are looking for this opportunity for growth.
Very good. One final thing, and this may be an odd question, but what's the statutory authorization for engaging in the program to begin with?
I'm not aware of any.
So in order to spend general funds, you have to have some type of statutory authorization to engage in the activity. I'm just wondering what statutory authorization this is stemming from.
I don't have that answer.
Okay,
I can check and
if you don't mind, check
will.
and get that back to the committee,
Sure.
please. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions on number 104? If not, Co-Chair Douglas has questions on number 33. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here this morning. I was I was just reviewing my questions on number 33, and that is, this is also to hire someone, is that,
Correct, yes.
okay? Could you help us out? Well, first of all, does this replace someone, or are we still adding on?
No, this is a position that we have had previously, and so this is just hiring directly through Fayette County so that we can have a highly qualified person who has related experience leading a teaching and learning pathway and sponsoring an Educators Rising chapter. And so we were able to have her contract with Fayette County be transferred to the department for funding. But this is someone that is typically in the staff of our office. And so it is not an addition, it's a replacement of a person who moved to a different position. So one to one.
I guess my question, may I, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I'm asking the question, are we creating a new position?
No.
We are simply replacing
Correct.
that, and we're using someone who is currently employed.
Yes, employed by Fayette County.
Okay. What will happen to that position?
The position in Fayette County,
The position from which that person is coming?
it was filled by Fayette.
I'm a little lost, and I do apologize. I'm not trying to be funny, Karen. You've been here long enough. I don't. We have a position that we're already paying for which we're going to put someone else in that position, and so this is a contract that we would normally see. Is that what I'm hearing you tell me? That we would have already seen, regardless of whether, because there was someone in that position before.
Correct. So within our 18A allotment for our
Okay.
office, we've had a person who's a program consultant who
Okay.
supports Teaching and Learning Pathway and Educators Rising. When the person who was in that position previously decided to go to a different position, we were able to fill that position. This is a critical part of our office's work, recruiting teachers through the Teaching and Learning Pathway. We have Bryn Massey, who is the person that we've identified for this role, who has exceptional experience having been a facilitator of the Teaching and Learning Pathway and Ed Rising. So we wanted to hire her because we have at the department identified growth in this area as a strategic priority. So we wanted to be able to hire Bree. And so through our MOA process with Fayette County, they were able to release her of her contractual obligations there, transfer her to the department, so the department is taking the contract that Fayette County pays for her. It does allow her to retain her tenure and her position at Fayette County. She comes over and fills that position, and then Fayette County filled the position that she had previously.
So we're simply filling a position that had become vacant, but this contract would otherwise have been here.
Correct. Well, yes, and so it would have been one of our normal 18A.
Yeah, that's
right.
all I'm asking.
Yes.
We're not difficult. We're just trying to understand.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Go ahead, Representative Petrie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think I understand the situation between the two entities, but it almost sounds like we have someone who's staying in the Fayette County school system that's working for KDE.
That's correct.
And whose pension is being benefited and deducted on this?
So employees at the Department of Education pay into the teacher retirement system, so it is the same. So the entirety of her contract, and Karen can give the particulars, is paid for by the department. So Fayette County issues the full salary and benefits, and that is covered by the department.
And she?
Yes.
Is she an 18A employee? All right. Thank you.
All right. If there's no other questions, do I have a motion for approval? All right. Yeah. We're going to need, since two separate, the contract's on two separate issues, we're going to need to do one of them or do each of them by themselves. So I need a motion for approval on contract number 104 first. A motion by Representative Rourke. Do I have a second? Second by Representative McCool. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll. And this is for contract number 104.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
Yes.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion passes. Now we're moving on to contract number 33. Do I have a motion for approval? Motion by Representative Rourke. Do I have a second? Second by Representative McCool. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us. Next item on the pool list is with the Behavioral Health, Development, and Intellectual Disabilities, and is number 5 on the MOA Amendment Yellow List. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. Sarah Johnson, Director for the Division of Substance Use Disorder within the Department for Behavioral Health, Developmental, and Intellectual Disabilities.
All right, thank you so much. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much, and I believe Representative McCool has some questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have a few questions, if you don't mind. Thank you for being
Absolutely.
here today. First of all, the funding breakdown between the federal and agency, do you have that, what that is?
So this additional funds that we added to the contract is from the opioid abatement trust fund to pay for the barrier relief program.
Okay. And how many positions are currently funded before the increase?
I don't have the exact positions in front of me. I can absolutely follow up with that. This program, the funding for this program is not necessarily increasing positions. It is just allowing for continuation of funding through the end of the fiscal year for the barrier relief program.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Mr. Chair, one
Go
more
right ahead.
question.
Yep.
How are you going to measure the effectiveness of these specialties?
Absolutely. So the barrier relief program is part of the Behavioral Health Conditional Dismissal Program, or Senate Bill 90. And so as part of this is an element of that program, and we have a contract with the University of Kentucky Center for Drug and Alcohol Research that is conducting an evaluation of the Behavioral Health Conditional Dismissal Program in its entirety, as well as this part of the program.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Mr. Chair, can I ask
Yep,
one
go
more
ahead.
question? Thank you. I'm sorry, bombarding you.
No, you're
Appreciate
fine.
it. I guess, why do you need to hire more specialties, and how did you determine how many you need?
So this program provides barrier relief support, and it supports the Behavioral Health Conditional Dismissal Program. When that program started, it started with 11 pilot counties. It has now expanded to 18 counties. So as the counties have expanded, so have the participants within the program, and the barrier relief covers all of the participants, or all participants may be eligible for that relief assistance, as well as all of the counties that are involved.
Thank you, and thank you. That explains it very well. I appreciate that. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, Representative Senator Douglas.
Thank you very much. I'm not as smart as Representative McCool, so I'm going to ask a few more questions.
Sure.
I know he asked you about the federal/agency funds. Is there are there plans in the future, or has there been discussion about what might occur down the road should some of these federal funds shrink?
Absolutely. We continuously monitor the federal funding and what that impact would be.
And you wouldn't be coming to us to ask for money from our general fund.
We are monitoring that, and we are looking at
That's not
sustainability
a,
options.
Yeah, that's not a yes or a no.
No, there's no plan to come to ask for assistance with that.
Okay. I'm really not trying to be smart aleck about it. I just want to make sure that when we approve things and we kind of make promises, that we're able to keep those promises. We're very, very genuine in the kind of promises that we make and the promises that we truly want to keep. Would you do me one favor and explain to me what barrier relief means?
Absolutely. So the Barrier Relief Program provides short-term temporary assistance to help participants of the Behavioral Health Conditional Dismissal Program focus on treatment and address practical and financial barriers that may limit their engagement. So the Behavioral Health Conditional Dismissal Program is an alternative to incarceration by allowing people to receive substance use disorder and or mental health treatment. And this temporary relief allows them to focus on that treatment engagement and remove those barriers such as transportation, such as cost for IDs that they may need to fully engage in treatment.
May I ask this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And what is the expectation of those who are participating in the program?
So the expectation is for them to complete all the treatment recommendations that have been imposed by the court. And if they do successfully complete those, then the charges would be dismissed against them.
I'll stop there. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right. If there's no other questions, do I have a motion to consider the contract reviewed without objection? A motion by Representative McCool. Do I have a second? Second by Representative Rourke. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Yes, but explain my vote.
Go right ahead.
You know, Mr. Chairman, we have a lot of programs like this. There are a number of programs like this. Yet, the number of people requiring these programs keep going up and up and up, which suggests to me that we're not addressing the problem. We're addressing the symptoms, but we're not truly addressing the problem. And that's the only concern I have about these programs is that we're taking more and more money from our taxpayers and we're getting less and less for them. But I just want to make sure that concern is out there. But I know you're doing a wonderful job, and this is not a reflection on you at all. It, in fact, is likely a reflection on us, those who are supposed to be monitoring. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chairman Hart.
Yes. Motion passes. Contract moves us forward. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Next item on the pool list is with the Department of Medicaid Services, and is number 17 on the MOA Amendment Yellow List. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Hello, I'm Judy Terrio, and I'm the medical director for the Department of Medicaid.
Could you? Is your green light on?
It is.
Oh.
Now it is.
There you go.
I'm Dr. Judy Terrio. I'm the medical director for the Department for Medicaid Services.
All right. Thank you so much. And I have a couple questions. The amendment states these are federal funds. Are there no state funds or university funds on this contract? Are there any?
It's a 50-50 match. The Department of Medicaid Services draws down federal funds for half of our half, and then the state university pays the other half.
Okay. How many funds are remaining that will be moved to FY26?
It was right at 6 months worth of transfer. So about half.
About half. The contract states the findings are used to identify leverage points to improve outcomes in Kentucky. Who sees the findings, and are they made public?
They are made public. We've already had some findings come out of this report that are published, and we put those briefs on our website as well. And this particular project we're very excited about because it had a quality component where interviews and surveys were used and not just our data. So we're trying to have kind of a deep dive into what's causing some of these issues so we can hopefully, inform policy.
All right. Thank you so much. Is there any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve or to consider the contract review without objection? Motion by Representative McCool.
I'll second.
Second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas.
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Contract moves forward. Thank you. The final item on the pool list is with the Department of Public Health, and is number 18 on the MOA Amendment Yellow List. If representatives are here, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Good. I'm the Director of the Division of Prevention and Quality Improvement.
Morning. Andrew Yunt, Deputy Commissioner of Operations for Public Health.
All right, thank you guys so much. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you so much, and I believe Co-Chair Douglas has some questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's kind of ironic. I had the first questions and then a set of the last questions. I think it may be because I'm getting some new glasses, so I can actually read now. Does the university still offer their Saturday morning clinics for some of the public, or are those gone?
I am not sure, but we could get back to you. I would have to reach out to a representative from the university.
Okay, then help me out with this particular program. And I have the two questions. I'll just throw those out. How many patients are seen during a calendar year, which is for this particular program? And could you explain the program a little bit so that the public, and because a lot of the questions I ask is simply to help educate our public about what options are available for them, and could you explain some of those two things?
I can get you an estimate of the number of patients that are seen in the program following the meeting, but there's 3 components to this contract that provide direct services for patients. There's an outreach component in which we support University of Kentucky serving underserved Kentuckians through their non-Lexington service areas. The Kids Smile program provides dental varnish supplies for public health nursing, dental hygiene, and training purposes. And then we also, through this contract, support a clinic out of Benton, Kentucky. And particular to this, it created a portable dental equipment for dentists to serve Marshall County and outlying areas for treatment.
Well, I've heard of. I guess I'm a little confused because it talks about the funds coming from general and tobacco settlement funds, provides additional funds to continue supporting the contractual obligation for 4-year dental school awardees. I'm a little confused. I'm not quite sure what I'm voting on here for this particular, because it comes under the heading of University of Kentucky research.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get a handle on if we're looking at dentally underserved areas, it's an outreach program. I've heard you mention 2 places.
Yes.
Are we just not outreaching very? We're obviously are outreaching some distance, but I'm not sure how wide the breadth of reach is. Does that?
I could try to explain that. So we particularly target and support areas where there is an underserved population for dentists. So primarily in rural areas of the state, both eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky have significant shortages in dentists available. You mentioned the funding stream. So for the outreach and the Kids Smile portion, those are funded through general funds, and we have consistently funded UK for this work for, I believe, about 25 years. In regards...
Well, with all due respect, just because you fund something doesn't mean you're getting something out of it. I'm not saying that we're not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to understand what we are getting out of it. That's all.
Yes.
I think the university does a wonderful job, and I'm just part of what I try to do here. Part of our job as legislators, just to let folks know, is to help educate the people that we represent because we get a lot of information that they don't. So again, I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot. I'm simply trying to give some people an opportunity to explain why they get money in certain cases, because many people don't understand what it is the programs do. That's just trying to provide an opportunity for you. So when I ask about, I know that we are doing something, you know, far in Eastern Kentucky or far in Western Kentucky. I just want to make sure that we're spreading the butter all over the sandwich. That's all, and that because we have a lot of needy places all over the Commonwealth.
Absolutely, we do. And we also participate in a partnership with the Health Resources and Services Administration of the Department of HHS. It is a joint function between the Department for Public Health and the Health Resources and Services Administration to study the availability of dentists across the Commonwealth so that we can identify areas where there's an adequate number and also areas where we do not have an adequate number of dentists.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to consider the contract review without objection? Motion by Representative McCool, second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Contract moves forward. Thank you all so much for being with us. Please take a moment to review items number 12 through 14 on your agenda. Is there a motion to approve the same?
Second.
Motion made by Representative McCool, second by Senator Douglas. All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote no. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Meredith, Senator Richardson, Senator Thomas, Representative Ballman, Representative McCool, Representative Rourke.
Yes.
Senator Douglas,
Aye.
Chairman Hart.
Yes, motion carries. Our next meeting will be December the 9th, 2025 at 9 a.m. So we'll see you guys then. We stand adjourned.